continues next week. I can't believe what we have witnessed.
Game draws contact. Watch out. Tyler Bay cleans it up. Nice pass. Boy, everything from right beneath the rim recently for Colorado.
Hi again, everybody. Welcome to the Buffalo Stampede television show. I'm voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. A lot of basketball to talk about. Colorado Buffaloes coming off a tough road trip down to the Arizona schools. Both of them ranked in the top 25 of the country. Buffs have good games against both. Come out with 2 losses, though. Head coach Tad Boyle joining us here for a couple of minutes. You knew that was going to be a challenge going in this weekend. They turned out to be pretty tough competitive basketball games.
Yeah, I mean, nothing that we didn't expect going down to the desert. It's always a tough trip, especially now with Arizona State playing the way they're playing and having as explosive a team as they have this year. But thought we really battled against Arizona on Thursday. I was really pleased with our effort and our mentality and in a tough environment. We came up a little bit short, but they had to make 2 big-time plays, you know, with good defense in my mind to beat us. And again, with Arizona, you have to go beat them. They're not going to beat themselves. But we gave ourselves a chance, which is all you can ask when you go down there.
What have you learned about this team from a personality standpoint now, 10 games into a conference season? What impressed me about the game on Thursday, Ted, was it looked like Arizona might pull away from you guys. Yep. There was a 4 or 5 minute stretch in an early second period, but the Buffs responded. What have you learned about this group?
Well, I've learned that we've got fight, we've got toughness, we've got a spunk about us, that we're not afraid of anybody. We don't back down from challenges. Sometimes we're not quite good enough yet or consistent enough yet. Consistent's probably a better word than good, because we are good when we play the way we're capable of playing, but we're not consistent enough to really put ourselves in the top half of this league as of yet. Now, there's still a lot of basketball to be played, so that's a challenge as we move forward. But again, I like this team. I think our young guys are really growing up. I think, again, George King and Dom Collier are giving us a lot of stability and consistency for 2 seniors. So some good things are happening. Sometimes, you know, I heard it say this before the season started. The Pac-12 is one of those leagues where you can play well and still lose. And I think that was the case against Arizona. We played well. We still lost that game, but that's the way this league is.
Quick aside from your team, you just kind of sparked a thought in me. I wonder a little bit, with the 13, 14 guys that left this league a year ago to go to the NBA, is this league getting as much respect nationally as maybe it should be, in your mind?
Well, no, but a lot of that comes on ourselves in terms of our non-conference, performance in the non-conference games. And I always look at ourselves first. But I think throughout the league, we had some really good wins. Arizona State beats Kansas. Washington beats Kansas. Xavier. Some really good non-conference wins for our league, but not enough by every single team in our league. But look, the reality is we lost 14 NBA draft picks from a year ago. So a lot of us are replenishing the cupboard, so to speak. And in November and December, we may not be playing in midseason form. But I think you look at a team like Washington, you look at a team like USC now. Stanford is healthy, playing better. I'd put Colorado. We're a team that keeps getting better and better and better. We're a heck of a lot better today than we were in November and December, but we don't get credit for it because we're beating each other up.
How about this week here now? The Buffs are off until Friday night. Utah coming in here. When you play your travel partner, you get some extra time to kind of catch your breath. How does that affect the team?
Well, you know, we're using it to get healthy. Both in the training room and also in the gym, you know, getting our jump shots healthy, getting our ball handling, getting, you know, some of the skill work that sometimes you don't have as much time to work on in those 2-game weeks where you got back-to-back games Thursday, Saturday, and you're putting in game plans. Now is a time for us to really get in the gym and kind of work out some kinks, so to speak, get in the training room, get our bodies healthy, and get our minds healthy.
And the last few seconds here, Utah's been a challenge for the Buffaloes here recently.
Yes, they have. Yeah. They have owned us over the last 3.5 years. So we've got some really tough battles, both at home and in Salt Lake, but we've got to come up on the other end of the spectrum when it comes to that wins and losses, because they're a good team, quality team, well coached, but I expect a battle on Friday night.
All right, Coach, good luck on Friday.
Thank you.
All right, head coach Tad Boyle, he and the Buffaloes have got the Utes on Friday night here at the Event Center. Coming up next, the aforementioned big fella, Dallas Walton, joins us here in the Stampede.
Right before. Sees the pass inside for Walton, who slams it home.
What did we just call? What did we just call?
Back once again on the Buffalo Stampede. I'm voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. One of the few fellas I look up to. Dallas Walton, redshirt freshman for the Colorado basketball team. Buffs coming off the 2 losses last week at Arizona. You knew that was going to be a challenging road trip last week, right?
Without a doubt. I mean, it was a revenge tour for them. I mean, we beat them when they came here, and kind of shocked them and shocked a lot of people. So I knew that when we were going there, it was going to be a dogfight.
Did you have a sense before the ball game? I mean, I know that the crowd was jacked up. We could feel that.
Oh, yeah.
Sean Miller threw a pizza party, by the way, for their C unit, what they call the zoo there, the night before. So you knew they were going to be in waiting.
Oh, yeah. They were ready. There was a lot of signs, a lot of people yelling from the stands, and it was a hostile environment for sure.
That kind of environment, that'd be the first time as a college player you faced that kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely facing it. I mean, as a redshirt freshman last year, I had the opportunity over the break to go to Utah and Arizona and Arizona State, and I got to experience the Arizona atmosphere firsthand on the bench. But I never watching it from the stands and then watching it on the court is two different. Or being a part of it on the court is two different things. It's crazy.
How about the way the game unfolded? I mean, it looked like Arizona might be pulling away. There's about a 3-4 minute span there, start of the second half. But you guys fought back pretty tough. It was a very good basketball game. How do you kind of walk away from that contest?
Well, with the Arizona game, I mean, the way that we fought is something that we can be proud of coming out of that game. I mean, we really did give everything that we gave a lot. I mean, I wouldn't say we gave everything, but we gave a lot. We gave our hearts and souls to that game, and the results were not what we wanted. But as far as the energy and the effort that we played with, I was very proud of our team.
So the Buffaloes dropped game 1 of that swing through Arizona down in McKell Center in Tucson, Arizona. The Wildcats will talk about the ASU game with Dallas Walton as you also get ready for the Utah team coming in here at the end of the week. But first, a great new partnership here at the University of Colorado. It's the Buffaloes and Children's Hospital. Last week, they kicked it off along with some student athletes and the cheer team.
We're at Children's Hospital Colorado, and CU is here today to announce our formal partnership. Children's is the exclusive hospital of CU Athletics. So Seacrest Recording Studios was provided generously by Ryan Seacrest's Foundation. He puts recording studios in several children's hospitals across the country, and we were lucky to be one of the recipients. And it's a wonderful place just for our patients to be able to kind of get out of their rooms, come down, play some games, interact with other patients. We also broadcast to all of the patient rooms, so it's just a great break for our kiddos, a lot of fun and laughs. It makes great sense, I think, for both sides. It's mutually beneficial in that I think these experiences like today, where we have athletes coming down to visit with our patients, it's very rewarding for our patients, but hopefully it's also rewarding for the athletes and for the organization. We're going to be partnering on some community initiatives like Healthy Kids Day, National Women in Sports Day, so some just really unique community events where we can join forces together. And then it's a good opportunity for Children's to reach out to CU alumni, CU students, and just let them know who and what we are at Children's Hospital Colorado.
It's awesome. If we can come and spread even a little bit of joy to their day, it's a really great experience, and it's awesome for us too. Usually their faces just light up. It's awesome to see. I think it's something a little exciting to bring to their day, and a lot of them love the foam fingers. They love seeing the cheerleaders, and if they get to see Chip downstairs, that's awesome too. I think it's great just to get the CU name out there and to give back to the community, because as athletes we've received so much support from them, so if we can give back, I think it makes our day, and I hope it makes some of the kids' days too.
Great partnership between the Buffaloes and the Children's Hospital, one of the great institutions here in the Front Range in the state of Colorado. We continue with redshirt freshman big man for the Buffaloes, Dallas Walton. Let's go on to Saturday now. Buffaloes in Tempe to take on the Sun Devils. Colorado didn't seem as crisp in that ball game against the Sun Devils on Saturday. I
mean, we did kind of lose a little bit of our our edge that we kind of displayed at Arizona. Just kind of defending. I mean, especially on the road, one thing that we really did struggle with is turnovers. And in that game, we turned the ball over too much, made a lot of mistakes that we can control. One thing our coach says a lot is control what you can control. And that means like controlling rebounds, controlling turnovers, because rebounding and taking care of the ball travels.
And the one thing we know about that ASU team, when they hit a couple of three-pointers, it can just get rolling on it.
Oh yeah. I mean, we kept them to no three-pointers in the first half, and then once they started making them in the second half, they got hot. And we can't allow teams like that to get hot.
With all the minutes you've been playing, what do you think you're learning about your game right now that's helping you improve?
It's something I'm learning a lot. I mean, I'm learning learning something new every game, and I think that's something you have to take in, especially as a freshman. Things that you're good at, things that you can do consistently, and one thing that I do credit myself with is I'm always going to give my all, 100% effort, and make the smart plays.
You've become a very good shot blocker for the Buffaloes. Is that intentional, or is it just circumstantial?
That's one thing that the team needs me to do is be a rim protector for this team. I mean, when somebody gets beat, I need to be there, help out my teammates, just like the kind of you got my back, I got your back as well.
All right, now the Buffs come home. They got a 3-game homestand. Big ball game on Friday against Utah.
Huge ball game. I mean, we've had trouble with them since I can remember. I mean, since even before I was here. So it's time to break that streak.
I like it. Always good to be back home. Good luck on Friday.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Dallas Walton out of Arvada West High School as the Buffaloes take on Utah on Friday night. We'll take a timeout. Speaking of Utah, the CU women face the Utes twice this week. Head coach J.R. Payne joins us next.
Buffaloes get it back. Holland shed again. You're kidding me. They got to get off shot quick. Robinson does so. Hit the shot. Counted again.
We continue with the Buffalo Stampede. I'm voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. J.R. Payne from the CU women's team joining us here. Buffs were at home for a couple of ball games. Oregon State got swept in those two. Kind of recap a little bit for us. Tough weekend, or how do you feel about it?
You know, on paper, yes, it was a tough weekend. We played Oregon number 7 in the country, and then Oregon State number 17 in the country. So on paper, a tough weekend. We actually played pretty well. You know, they were single-digit games kind of going into the fourth quarter, and by the time, you know, the game ended, it was bigger than that. But we played well. We out-rebounded Oregon, which was a really big deal for us, and then played Oregon State really tough as well.
You know, I think sometimes fans maybe don't get the sense when you're playing a team of that caliber, how the pressure, it kind of builds as a game goes on, and so it can very quickly get away from you with a team like that. It
can, yeah, and just the experience of some of their rosters compared with ours, you know, I think the fact that we were with those teams down the stretch, they were single-digit games, we played hard, you know, throughout the entire 40 minutes is a real positive.
Who played well for the Buffaloes in the first game?
Well, first game, Oregon, Kennedy Leonard was probably our star that night. I think she had, I don't know, 19 points, 9 assists, 1 turnover, you know, that kind of line. Unfortunately, we all rebounded well, but she was kind of the only one that was scoring effectively for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coach Graves, there's an interesting story with you and the coach.
Yeah. So the Oregon head coach was my college coach. He recruited me when he was at the University of Portland. I actually ended up going somewhere else, but then he became my college coach at St. Mary's.
Okay.
And I coached my first 5 years of coaching was with Kelly at Oregon. And really, he's more like a father to me than a friend.
Is it strange looking down the sideline and realizing?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, every time we play him, you know, in the morning we go meet for coffee and hang out in the hotel. And we, you know, his wife came to my game down in Arizona a couple weeks ago. And it's a great family environment with us.
Did the teacher teach the student all the tricks, or is he?
I don't know. He taught me a lot of them. You know, a lot of our success, you know, at various places has come from his teachings for sure.
Well, that's great stuff. So the Buffaloes had the Ducks and the Beavers. By the way, one of the most important aspects of any athletic department, and especially from a program standpoint, is the strength coach. Adam Ringler has done a great job with the CU women.
It's a little bit like an obstacle course. That's why we set it up. We set it up that way. 1. Now, come on. I'm mic'd up. I'm hot. Coming out hot today. I got a bunch of hot takes. So now you like resist a little bit. Now lean back into it. Resist. Here we go, Q. Big try. Oh my goodness. You got it. Come on now. This ain't warm up. Let hands find your chords now. We got lower body lift. We're going to try to work our way through it now. Hip drive. Let's drive the elbows up. Let's not try to catch or rotate underneath the bar. A gold and a 10. Gold and a 10. Give it an old college try. Yeah, the high pull. It's even better when you slam it down like that too. That's part of it. I like you getting those elbows underneath to try to clean it. Ah, ooh. Load and go. There we go. Really try to drive drive the elbows. That last one here, kind of like, I'm tired. Like finish it, okay? 1. Big jump, use your legs. 3rd one, use your legs. There we go. Sit your hips back, get in a good defensive stance when you catch. You trying. You literally get it up and then let gravity pull it right back down. Remember, set your feet All you do is go up and down on this. Set your feet, all you do is up and down. Load and go. Oh, what are you curling that? Are you trying to go beast mode, just reverse curl that up? Yeah, use your hips a little bit. Use your legs a little bit on that. Come on, lock it up. Come on, pull that down, push it up. Be aggressive, be aggressive. Yeah, better, faster, faster, faster with the elbow. There's progress, there's a little bit of growth. It's not perfect, but we're getting there.
Coach, I've said many times, I don't think fans realize the importance of a strength coach and what he or she can mean to a program.
You know, for our program, our strength coach is one of the most important factors in our success. Truly, I mean that. He's as important in building a level of toughness, of strength, of endurance, of tenacity. A lot of things that we really value in our program start in the weight room, and we have a fantastic strength coach.
How often are you kind of comparing notes with the strength coach to make sure that the goals are the same?
Yeah, all the time, all the time. And our strength coach, Adam, is great about coming in the office, spending time with us. He shares how we're doing, where we can get better nutritionally, what do we need, and so there's a great dialogue on our staff.
Oh, fantastic. He's doing a great job for the CU women. Now let's go to that OSU game. And I know it was a special weekend because it was alumni weekend. Boy, there were a lot of Buffs back.
It was. We had an incredible amount of alumni that came back for this weekend. And part of it was because it was alumni weekend. The other part was the fact that Sealberry was receiving sort of the prestigious Jane Wall award, and it was a really big weekend for us to have them here.
Certainly well-deserved. Always good to have the former Buffs back. As to the game, Colorado led at the half of that contest against the Big.
We did. You know, there weren't too many halves this year that we played any better. You know, we rebounded, we defended, we were scoring the ball effectively from various people on the floor. It was probably our best half of the year.
And now you got that strange weekend on the women's side where you've got Utah twice in what about 96 hours?
A few days, yeah, just a few days. So we'll be at Utah Thursday, and then we'll have Utah here in Coors Event Center on Sunday.
All right. That quick turnaround. I guess you can't think about your mistakes and something like that.
No, you got to have a quick memory, good or bad. You got to get over it and get ready for the next one.
Coach, good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
All right, that's J.R. Payne. CU women taking on the Utes twice this week. We're going to talk with one of her players. Annika Chang comes your way next here in the Stampede.
No good. Jamie Curtis rebounded it. Jane gets it back up and scores before the buzzer.
Back one final time at a Buffalo Stampede. Voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. Annika Jank joining us here for a couple of minutes from the CU women's basketball team. Tough weekend for the Buffs. I know we just talked with JR here a moment ago, and she said she thought the team played hard but couldn't come out with a winning in those two games against the Oregon schools.
Yeah, it was kind of too bad that we lost both of our games. I thought we were going to have Oregon State. We were winning by one. And I was like, oh, we can do it. But we ended up losing. But that's all right. We had more of a positive feel after the Oregon State game just because we played well, and hopefully we can get over the hump soon and beat Utah. That'd be great.
During this tough stretch that the women have had, what do you think's been missing for Colorado?
I think just finishing games. We don't play full 40 minutes. We play 20, 30, but not 40, and hopefully soon we can do 40, and then we'll be in a nice winning streak.
I like it. Hey, a positive thought.
Yes.
I like that. How about for you, the transition of going to conference play? Now, everything elevates when you get to conference play, doesn't it? What have you learned?
Well, you need to practice your shot a lot more. It's way harder because the game is faster. Even like non-conference was pretty fast, but like conference is a whole new level. And also like physicality. So it's just kind of getting used to it and having more confidence in myself, I think, will help it out.
For you playing in the paint quite a bit, is it the idea of, I hear coaches talk about the play doesn't happen when a play happens. It happens before the play happens.
Yeah, you have to like anticipate it.
Right.
And the girls in the Pac-12 are bigger in the paint than they were in non-conference, and so just kind of getting used to how big they are, like 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", and I've never played against that before, so just kind of getting used to that.
So by the time you realize they've got a seal on you, it's too late now.
Yeah.
For you so you got to anticipate that, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now the Buffaloes ended up dropping 2 ball games with Oregon and Oregon State last week. They've got that strange week coming up where they've got Utah twice over just a couple of days span. You know, one thing in that OSU game on Sunday here at the Coors Event Center, great festivities around the ball game. It was the National Girls and Women's in Sports Weekend, and the Buffs were a big part of it.
All right, we are out at the Women's National Sports Day. So basically we're going to have a lot of little kids come in, ranging in a lot of ages, but we're going to introduce them to sports. So what they do is they go to each station. We have different sports set up, and they get a little introduction to each sport.
We're just out here like wanting kids to get involved in sports. If kids don't really play soccer or anything like that, we like give them an area where they can like feel comfortable and like try it out and have fun and just enjoy the day. We are trying to be like good role models for the community and like show girls that like this is what you can do, and like at college you can be a collegiate athlete and play soccer and enjoy what you love.
So some great festivities surrounding the ball game with National Girls and Women's in Sports weekend here at the Coors Event Center. Kind of fun having the little ones come and maybe look up to you a little bit.
Yeah, it is it's a lot of fun, and it's also a lot more loud in here when the little kids are here. So it's like kind of peps us up and gives us a lot more energy, and it's great to be like a role model for them so they can see what athletes do out here.
Yeah. Do you take that responsibility seriously, knowing that there are 10-year-olds that are looking up and going, someday I want to be like her?
It's cool because one day I was like them, and I always like looked up at the college girls, and so now I'm one of them. So I want to try to be as good as a role model as I can be.
Speaking of role models, it was also alumni weekend here for the CU women. When you have greats come back like that, what does that mean from an athlete standpoint?
It's cool to kind of see how they paved the way for us because we're here because of them. So it was kind of, we had a luncheon with them on Saturday, and that was cool to kind of hear how their college experience was and just try to play for them because they made this happen for us.
Yeah. And I would imagine for somebody that didn't grow up in Colorado, you learn a little bit about the history of
and like how they didn't even play in Coors Event Center a while ago. They played in like, I don't know what the name is, but
Ball's Field House.
Ball's Field House, yeah. So that was cool.
Yeah. This one's much nicer, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Great amenities in this one.
Yeah.
Hey, the Buffs getting ready now. You got that strange week here now, and they do that on the women's side. The men split the weeks when they play Utah. The women, you've got those back-to-back ball games. So Thursday night, you're going to be on the road. Give us a thought about Utah. What do you know about the Utes?
We haven't done much scout on them yet, but I know they're a solid team. They're doing pretty well this season, so we need to bring our A game, definitely. Hopefully we can pull out the win. Strange
deal to have the kind of the back-to-backs. You play 7 o'clock on Thursday and then at noon on Sunday back here at home.
That'll be kind of tough because we know literally everything that they're going to be running. And if we do something in the Thursday game, they're going to make an adjustment for the Sunday game.
Right.
And so we'll have to execute really well, but I think we can do it.
Do you think when you have a quick turnaround, is there more pressure on a coach from a gaming standpoint, game plan standpoint, or from players understanding what we just saw and how we're going to
I think it's kind of both. I think players in the game to kind of see what the defense did and then adjust to that, but also the coaches to pick up on like the different defenses and offenses that they've done, and then try to adjust that so then it works better next time.
Have you recovered that the Vikings aren't in the Super Bowl this weekend?
I'm working on it.
Okay.
It was sad. Yeah.
Edit her comments after that.
Yeah.
Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
All right. Annika Jack joining us. CU women with 2 games against Utah as we put a wrap on the Stampede. We'll talk to you next week.